knew something was wrong but could not put my finger on it. So many things were just out of kilter and out of balance and out of whack. Parkinson's creeps up on you incrementally. There's a lot of pain in a person with Parkinson's body, and it never lets you go, and you kind of only go one way with it. It's a merciless disease. Five years ago, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Okay. Tidy? Just 1 in 10 people with Parkinson's develop it aged under 50. I'm one of them. It's an old person's disease. People get it when they're 65. My life before Parkinson's was full on. I'd met Kate. We were in love. We were expecting our first child. I had a successful marketing career. But at 43, I felt like I was falling apart, and with good reason.
Andy used to kind of almost apologise to me, say, I'm so sorry, you know. And I was like, oh, don't be ridiculous. It could have so easily been me, or, you know, this is just what it's about. And so, you know.
What we have underlying this, if we didn't already have it before, was just a really profound friendship. You know, and, you know, it's just evolved into that deep, rich understanding, and, you know, and it just works.
Yes.
Right, so we organised?
Yeah.
Teeth brushed?
Yes.
Hair done?
Yes.
Clothes on?
Yes.
Ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Yay.
Bye.
See you later, alligator.
See you later, alligator.
Come on, Daddy.
The diagnosis was a massive shock. It's one of those big moments in your life. The world kind of slows down into a very small space, and you're not quite sure what it means.
So many strange things have been happening with Andy. I wasn't able to understand what he was saying, you know, slurred speech and just forgetfulness. And when you're living with somebody that's manifesting that, you can kind of get weirdly used to the changes.
What was going on was I had full-blown Parkinson's running through my system without me knowing that, and without having any medication, and, you know, the wheels were falling off. And Kate and I were pretty new into a relationship. We just had a first baby, and the wheels were falling off, and Kate didn't know if that was, well, she thought it was just me. So, you know, she was asking some tough questions, I think.
Well, no, I disagree.
Well,
But I think it was just
I
like
wouldn't
the
have blamed you if you had
frustration,
been.
the frustration of not knowing what was kind of going
yeah,
on.
once
you know.
once we found out what was going on, it was like, I go from being at peace to being very angry, and, you know, I'll cycle through that all the time. It's an eternal. You know, you're always wrestling with it, so you just got to kind of be with that. For a start, I've had to cut back my hours. Kate is working full time, and it's me who runs the kids to and from school. One of the things I've had to do is adjust my driving. You can see my hand shakes, and I was having trouble with my right leg, transferring it from the accelerator to the brake. It just wasn't doing it in a timely manner, shall we say. So what I've done is I used my left foot on the brake and my right foot on the accelerator, hopefully not at the same time. And now I made the transition, and the neural pathways realigned themselves, so it's my right side that is the weaker of the two. One of the silver linings in this cloud is that I'm much more involved with my kids than I ever would have been if I'd been working full time. Go, you have a lovely day. Morning, Trevor. Hey, buddy. Nice to you. Yep. 3 years ago, I formed a partnership with Trevor Moody. He's a great guy. We are the Department of Marketing. When people see me, they just go, something's not right. So if I don't deal with that quickly, they'd start filling in the gaps. I'm in a place where I can't really hide it, so I don't. Now, Peter, you ever met me before, so before you start wondering what the hell's going on with my head, I've got Parkinson's. It won't affect anything I do, and I'm not drunk or mad. Cool, let's get on with it. So we tell them that the process is made up of 3 parts. So we tell them that we're going to benchmark each area, and then we tell them what the output is. So you're really framing up the meeting. It's that tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Yeah. I kind of forget I've got Parkinson's. You know, whenever I'm doing anything that I kind of love, and that's part of the conundrum of contemplating not doing it, because it keeps me very mentally alive.
Thanks for that.
No worries, bud.
Yeah.
Good one, Andy.
If I step away from this, it'll just be the right time for the right reasons. I mean, it's very rewarding working with clients and helping them establish their values and their vision, and then evolving their marketing and their brand to, and you know, that's in my bank. If I don't do that going forward, doesn't matter, I'll be doing something else. And I've got some ideas about that, but I'm not going to regret walking away from this career if I have to.
It's almost disarming, you know, and that he's so open about it. You know, you sort of, I think you develop a level of trust or engagement with him. Not that I think it's changed how I deal with him, but I certainly have noticed other people just walk to him really quickly and, you know, find he's a great guy to work with.
Sometimes I don't think I'm being fair to Trevor. You know, I don't have a lot of proactive energy. We aren't growing the business at a rate that I feel is acceptable. So I'm just working out what's next for me, because, you know, stress and fatigue aren't good for me. And sometimes I just feel I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough for Trevor, and Trevor's like, nah, it's fine, we'll carry on. But you know, I'm just really mindful that I might be holding him back. So we're just talking about that. It's an ever-moving conversation.
Really, it's not an issue which impacts the business in any way. Yeah, I'll step in if I have to, but I wouldn't do it for anyone who I didn't respect and admire as much as I do Andy.
Daddy!
Hi, sweetheart.
I love you.
How's your
Oh,
day?
you kissed my ear.
How's your day? Our lifestyle has definitely changed. We rent now. The mortgage just had to go. Good day.
Daddy, we did kitty yoga today.
You did kitty yoga. And what did you learn in kitty yoga?
Tree, like a tree.
Tree.
You know, it's a simpler life, but I'm actually finding it more rewarding in a way. We've kind of got, you have to get rid of all the clutter and really look at what's important and what's not, and it's actually really freeing.
We've got rid of the $500,000 mortgage.
I guess it's just, we used to kind of have the Audi family and, you know, the big mortgage, and you know, you have 2 children, you want them to have everything, so there was just all these after school, you know, it was just over the top, whereas, and it's, you know, you kind of, if you're working full time, you have that sense of guilt, kind of, because you're not spending all time with the, you know, as much time with the children, so you compensate it for on the weekends, and so we just, you know, so it was trips to cafes and things like that. We'd all go out for breakfast and and now we, you know, make pancakes at home.
2, 3.
Parkinson's kind of has a way of making you shrink, and you really have to physically fight back. A couple of times a week I follow a physio program that forces me to make all my movements bigger.
The purpose and what we're focusing on is the bigness.
And the purpose of why we're doing big is because, as you know, Andy, smaller is how we become.
Smaller is definitely what I felt my life was becoming. So I made this video.
Hello, my name is Lily McDowell, and I want to share a poem my dad wrote for me and my sister Pearl.
Well, it came about when I was contemplating having to tell these two one day. And, you know, every parent wonders how they're going to share that piece of news. And as part of my process of going through it, I just jotted the poem down.
When he told us, it wasn't very clear, and we were like, still don't know what you're talking about. And so the poem is called Smaller, a poem about Parkinson's disease. My world got smaller. My handwriting. My voice. My balance. The space in the world I take up. It crept up on me in micro increments. Those are big words for small and slow. Until it arrived with a name. And then it became big and scary. And I didn't want it. But now I had a face, a reason for all the smallness. And so it became what it is. I may be smaller, slower.
But I'm still me.
Yes, you are, Daddy. I love you.
It's hard to tell people what you're going through. And it's very frustrating telling people what you're going through. So that's been quite a powerful tool for other people to help them communicate what's going on.
The grand prize winning video, submitted all the way from New Zealand, was sent in by Andy McDowell.
Well, you know, that was kind of weird to go out there and get a standing ovation from a couple of thousand people. I didn't really know what to do with myself because there was no award to hang on to. I just sort of stood there and waved to the crowd and walked off the stage. It's helped you understand a lot more about what's going on with my Parkinson's?
Yep.
What else did you learn?
I learned, well, I didn't know that Parkinson's affects your brain, and I didn't know that it affected your feet or your knee.
Okay. I do all I can to be as fit and as healthy as I can, and do all I can to get my kids through their days. Parkinson's New Zealand provides some great support. One of the opportunities was the chance to go on an outward bound course. This is a 6-day course just for people with Parkinson's. It's an incredible opportunity, but you do have to have a certain level of fitness. I was quite worried that I might not be up to it. This has given me a real sense of what I can do. You know, I'd kind of stopped doing things, but I don't need to stop. There's all sorts of things I can do that have surprised the pants off me, you know, that I've done in the last couple of days that I didn't think I would ever do. I'm kind of living through my body in a way that I don't normally. You know, I've been doing things, I've got muscles I forgot I even had. The message for people with Parkinson's is you've got to exercise. It's the one thing that can make a difference, and this is a tough disease, and these guys are so resolute. You know, there's no question of me giving up or pulling back. They push you forward, and we pull each other forward. It's fantastic space. Okay, we're there. 10 metres, guys.
We're just about here. Come on, let's move it.
Go, let's get warm, guys. I've kind of put myself through the ringer physically here. When you don't get it tested, you don't know if you've still got it. And I know my body's in good shape. I know I'm fit and I'm mentally a lot stronger than I perhaps thought I was. Now I'm in that kind of off period where I'm due to take my drugs. My alarm's just gone off. And I don't know if you can hear my voice. It's really struggling. My head's nodding a lot more. I've got dyskinesia. I'm feeling quite stiff and sore, and I'm just about to do a craniosacral therapy session, which will probably calm me down quite quickly. But I've got to get my drugs on board, and this is the thing about Parkinson's. The drugs keep it at bay, but it keeps coming back. And if I didn't have my medication, I don't know where I'd be. Cinnamate is the main drug I take. It's basically, it's an amazing drug because it basically pulls my brain into producing dopamine. And right now is when I feel at my worst. So it's pretty uncomfortable. But the drugs I take now, they last for longer, due to one of the ones I'm taking, which makes them last for longer, so I take them less often, but the wearing off still happens. Everyone with Parkinson's experiences this. Hello, Johnsons. How are you guys? 2 years ago, I met AJ. He's also got what they call early onset Parkinson's.
Hey, mate.
Welcome. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. What's really interesting is that he's had a treatment called Deep Brain Stimulation, and I could be a candidate for it too.
Shaking and grooving.
Our big news is that we've got an appointment to see Dr. Macaulay on the 19th of November.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. It's just as invasive as it sounds. Brain surgery. Only 20 people are offered it in New Zealand every year. You have to be right for it, but it seems to have made a big difference for AJ.
I think one of the main things that surgery has done, apart from providing me a much more stable on profile, is the pain is gone.
Oh, really? I haven't got a bad tremor, but I've got wicked dyskinesia.
Yeah.
And so I get looked at quite a lot.
Yeah.
I go out in public and the kids all stare at me and all that sort of stuff goes on, but you kind of got to put up with that. But my voice, I'm starting to have trouble swallowing.
Yeah.
And I had the odd choking episode, which just terrifies
Yeah, it's not fun.
the pants off me.
But
AJ had his operation 18 months ago. Now he has an electrode in each hemisphere of his brain, powered by a battery implanted under the skin on his chest.
Can you actually see it?
yeah,
Can you see it?
it's quite pronounced lump. That's where
Yeah, I saw the angle then.
neurostimulator sits. Quite
Oh, yeah.
quite hard, but it is a solid piece of metal.
Yeah.
And the wire runs up,
Oh, yeah.
up there.
You can feel the wire. Yeah.
Sits in there, and it's crossed over. There's two deep tunnels along the top of my skull.
You feel it?
Oh yeah, and I've got two bumps here, two horns.
I think fear is the only thing stopping me from doing it.
It was getting to the point where I wouldn't have been able to live even as part of the family unit for very much longer.
Yeah.
And that was possibly the most distressing thing of all. And while it's a Band-Aid, it's a Band-Aid that's given our family some time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be grateful for the time I've got left, and I think the surgery is a gift that can give you that time.
I'm up for it. Hello. Hello. Today I got an appointment with my neurologist, Dr. Barry Snow. The surgery will depend a lot on his recommendation.
DBS is just a terrific and transforming thing for most people, but not everybody. And the more you understand what's going to happen and what you can potentially get out of it, the better the experience.
I'm quite clear that there could be a lot of benefit or there could be minimal,
Yep.
but it's not going to do any harm.
Do you mind walking in the corridor?
No, that'd be fine.
Okay, hopefully it won't be too public. Let's go open the door.
DBS is only suitable for about 1 in 10 people with Parkinson's.
Good. Now turn around. What's actually happened is that you took your medication about 15 minutes ago and it's starting to work.
DBS won't fix everything, but it'll certainly help out my motor skills.
So this is the miracle of Cinnamate.
Yeah.
But the frustration, the miracle is that it can improve the Parkinson's. The frustration is that you get these ups and downs.
Yeah.
Everybody with Parkinson's has their own version of the disorder, yeah. And Andrew, that includes your own response to the deep brain stimulation. And so it's reasonable to expect or hope that the DBS will make you as good as your best levodopa response.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think so too. This is not a trivial thing that we're planning.
No.
You know, without putting it too crudely, we're putting a probe deep into your brain. And we worry about hitting a blood vessel and causing bleeding. Yeah. So there are always these risks.
I understand that.
Look, there's another way of asking this question is, what would I do? And the answer is, oh, I'd have DBS.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite clear that it's worth the risks.
Yeah.
And I think it would be mad not to take this opportunity.
I think so too.
Fundamentally, all they're doing is putting some wiring into my brain and attaching 2 batteries to me. And then they adjust the signal, the probe, you know, the pulse, the electrical signal goes out that it helps your motor symptoms. So fundamentally, it should stop a lot of the shakiness that you're seeing now and this dyskinesia. It won't fix Parkinson's, but it will fix a major aspect of the motor symptoms. There's one more hurdle. I can't have the surgery unless I prove to be a good candidate for it.
Thank you.
Part of that is how I respond to the drugs I'm already on. So I've had no drugs for 12 hours.
Right, hold your hands out in front, please, Andy, both of them. Right, before.
I'm asked to stand up and walk. It's hard to stand up. When I walk, my arms are locked in, I've got no arm swing, and it's very slow, and turning around seems to take forever. It's like the Titanic.
Up and put that on. Just face me while you do it.
Part of the process is to go in there with no medication on board, and then they gave me a triple dose. So I'm kind of high-flying on the Cinnamate, and it's making me quite dyskinesic, quite, this jerky movement, which is actually an effect of the drugs. So the irony here is that the drugs make me look more Parkinsonian than having no drugs, which I'm very still and quite, very restrained, if you like. He is fine. Kate's at work, so I pop over to see Mum because I'm feeling a bit weird after that mega dose of drugs.
Mia. Ellie.
Ellie, hi.
How are you?
Good. Now, tell us what happened. How did you feel when you first went in there with no drugs?
Pretty strange. I was pretty slowed down.
I loved what you put on Facebook about the fact that the taxi driver thought you were drunk.
Yeah, well, I sort of staggered up to the taxi and asked him to take me to the hospital.
He didn't say anything?
No, he looked at me sideways.
Yeah.
I was struggling to put words together. She was asking me questions and I was going,
So are you awake when this procedure happens?
Mm-hmm. The first thing is they put a frame on my head. They give me a local anaesthetic and screw this frame into my head. Then they basically lie me down on the bed and bolt me to the bed. And I'm having lunch, but they basically cut my scalp open, peel it back, and start drilling holes in my skull. It's pretty intense.
All these things that happen in your life, you just have to sit back and you have to deal with it. No poor me, none of that. Just get on with life and just take what you get and deal with it.
I've lost 7 kilos in the last 6 months. Just shaking it off, basically. I'm lean and mean and trim again, but I can't really afford to lose too much more, so I'm doing Nordic walking and trying to build up muscle tone again. Pain's the thing that pisses me off. It's the thing that wakes me up in the night. That's really the burden as much as the thing, not the shaking. Deep brain stimulation has become one step closer.
Hey, mate.
I passed the test.
Hey, mate.
Time to check in with someone who's been through it. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Welcome back.
Good to be back. AJ has made a video showing what happens when he turns off his DBS unit. It's gone viral and it's been seen by millions.
Hi, this is me with the power on. And this is me when I turn it off. You won't be able to read that, it's shaking too much. So it's almost an instantaneous reaction. I can't control this. My voice is gone. It's harder for me to get words out and speak. And if I tried to stand up, I'd fall. If anyone thinks I'm faking this, I'm not. I can't control the tremors and dyskinesia. The twisting in my neck is called dystonia and is really quite uncomfortable. So I think party time is over. Almost automatically. The power comes back on, I'm steady.
The effects of DBS can be amazing, almost unbelievable. I can only hope it's the same for me.
It is life-changing.
Having surgery it's pretty dramatic and pretty drastic.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, neither you or I have really any choice in the matter.
No.
And the results are fantastic.
You've really filled in the holes for us, so cheers.
No problem at all, mate. Well, best of luck.
See you on the other side.
See you on the other side.
Cheers, bud. All those results are now in, and I'm been told I'm put on the waiting list. I'm intimidated by the surgery because who wouldn't be? 8 hours on your back, semi-awake. I'm not looking forward to that one little bit. But I am very much looking forward to coming out the other side and seeing what the results are, because there's no promise, but there's hope.